Let's talk about women in leadership. How can women work smarter rather than harder to achieve the highest position in the leadership ladder? Welcome to Afrodess Media, your number one online inspirational TV program. This is Coffee with Val Show. Make sure you subscribe to this channel before we start. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you're thinking about this topic in the comment section and join us in this conversation.
Even right now, when people are vying for this post, the people had this stereotype. Shule ilikuwa na prezo mwanamke. So kuna kusema kuna vitu kwa ground. Na kuna vitu kwa ground.
Welcome to Coffee with Val Show. Joining me today to talk about women in leadership is a very phenomenal woman who, apart from beauty, she exhibits strength and agility. And she is very powerful because she really wants so many women to be in leadership. She encourages the young people to join any leadership groups, any leadership positions because we can. For the longest time ever, women have not been in leadership positions, and it's good to acknowledge the steps we've taken, but we're not yet there, and we are headed there. Thank you.
Hello viewers, my name is Tabitha. Just finished my 4th year in Kenyatta University. It's my day one of being a citizen out of school. And today's topic about leadership. I've been a leader in high school, in campus. It's a nice experience to be a leader as a woman, but still a challenging one because I feel we are still not yet there as women leaders. And there is much to talk about and much to encourage one another so that we get there. So join us today. Let us get into this topic together and see the future of women in leadership.
Thank you so much, Tabitha, for coming, and welcome to Coffee with Val Show. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How have you been?
I'm okay. How is life after school? Niko freshi barida.
Hata mimi niko shega.
Ati gani hiyo?
Shega.
Mimi hizi zinanikanganya kidogo. Shega ndio
Steve Simple Boy ameleta mpya.
After
Kulombo Tom.
Mambo mengi haya nasielewi, lakini tuta embrace tu. Tutajifunza.
Ndio mitindo ya kisasa.
Hi, thank you so much. I feel honored to host you today. And today's topic about women in leadership. You've been in leadership. How was it for you?
It was a learning experience, for one. Then it had its challenges, of course, but we managed. So it's a nice experience. It's a nice experience as a young lady to be in leadership. It also brings the growth, and you also get to face some challenges. Then when you solve them, you're like, okay, hata mimi naezana. Yeah.
Unawezana. So you were elected, ama you were selected?
It's I wasn't into an electoral post, but I was working with those who are in leadership. But I vied in a coalition in school. But of course, the best one. But it was a nice experience. The entire campaign time, the interactions with people, you get to know what people want in leadership. And we live to try another day, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's a very good spirit to have. You live to fight another day, because you can't force something. If it's your time, it's your time.
Exactly.
And I'm sure it will come. What are some of the changes or things you wanted to bring if you were elected?
Basically, it was in school, so you don't expect to change so much. But I'd really have loved to have as many as we can of the young leaders to be women, because you find that, like in our time, there was some young lady who vied for presidency, and people had this stereotype: shule izikuwa na prezo mwanamke, it's impossible. So we can change that narrative, because you see, when you are a leader, you have some influence. You can talk to people, they listen to you. So I felt like being elected or serving people in a leadership post, I'll encourage more of us and also change how men view us, those who are in leadership. Yeah. So basically, there is much to change, but I wanted to change myself by how I would have portrayed myself in the leadership post. Yeah.
And why do you think the people were saying that it's impossible to have a woman president?
I think that traces back to where we come from, because you find even in our society, even right now when people are vying for this post, if we have this like mwanamke hawezi, because a woman in our traditional African society was supposed to be mama wa nyumbani. You just sire kids and then wait for your husband. And then you would also hear daddy amesema, because the woman was not empowered enough to have a say. So the same happens. We are trying to change, but I feel like the change is taking too long, and that's why we still have this. Hata kukuwa na deputy mwanamke, like in the Azimio coalition, some people are against it, including us as women. People are saying she cannot. So yeah, it traces back from where we come from.
Tabitha, you realize that the world's population, the largest part of it is composed of women. And why don't we have so many women leaders in the world, institutions, and so many places? They're just male-dominated leadership positions.
Well, there are so many barriers to the same. One of them being, as women, are we confident enough to go for these positions? Like if today you're told, vie for even an MCA from your area, do you believe in yourself? So I think we really lack self-confidence because of our African culture. We have grown in a patriarchal society, a male-dominated society where the man has the say, the man has to guide everything. So we are really trying as Africans to empower the African woman through the African girl child, so that the next generation is empowered enough. So we are still not yet there, though we've really tried. We are trying because we have some African women who are leaders, including in Kenya, in East Africa, we have Samia Suluhu of Tanzania, and of Malawi. We can count them. So if we can count, that means we are not yet there. But we've tried.
Yeah. It's good to point out where you've tried and the gaps that we still have. And you realize that when women want to vie for certain positions, there are certain stereotypes and there are so many challenges that they go through as opposed to men. And especially in politics, where you really need influence. You really need a lot of money, and it's really complicated. Politics is just complicated. You can't just try and win that way. You have to involve cash. You have to involve so many things, and maybe you can add more challenges that women go through, and the stereotypes and how they are labeled when they want to vie for leadership positions.
Like I just said, we still have this aspect that if you empower a woman, who are you empowering them for? For example, if a woman becomes a president, who will marry them? That is the question. Ama you will hear others say, huyu akiingia tu huko, haizi manage familia, hataolewa na mtu. So there is still that notion that we are discouraging our women through our own words. We are killing them because, like, I've heard of some politics and some Twitter whatever. People are saying Mother Karu is not married, she can't be a vice president, So we are our own enemies in as much as we are trying to empower the society and the African woman, because we are empowering them and still dragging them 100 times. You give them a mile away, 100 miles back. So there is still much to do, and also this narrative that okay, we need the money to be in politics, especially in Africa, because you can't sell ideologies without giving some handouts to the border people, the kiosk men, so the money. Then that stereotype that a woman can't be a leader. And again, the balance. It's really a challenge for a woman to balance because, for example, maybe you're expectant, then you're going, even not, politics is far, even in the workplace. You'll find that it's really hard to balance. And then some men are so insecure to even allow you to get that empowered, especially if you're married. So you'll find many empowered women are single. Then people are calling them toxic feminists because they can't cope with them. So as much as we empower our women, we should also educate our men to see the sense of how important it is to have an empowered woman in the society. Yeah.
So empowerment should go both ways.
Yeah.
For men to understand how to survive with an empowered woman.
Exactly.
Tabitha, I'm also, it's really sad how people label women, and that has been really a challenge, especially to most women. Unapata anaambiwa ati we hata hujazaa una mtoto. So do we need children? Do we need families? Do we need husbands to be able to be great leaders?
That is too far. Number one, do we need children? Who gives children? God.
God gives children.
So how have we become God now that you're judging people because they don't have children? Again, is it a mass that, okay, people have different timelines in life. So do you have to force me to get married by the time I'm 25 to become your leader? Or should I wait and you should buy my ideologies and whatever I want to deliver? And then an husband is a blessing as well. It's not a must. Like, haina timeline hii kitu. Watu waache kutupanga bwana.
Karibu niseme the band. Women systematically underestimate their own abilities. To what extent do you agree with this statement?
Above 50. Because, like I'd said earlier, we are our own enemies of progress. Because if we hear a woman is empowered, we'll start creating a narrative, even from within ourselves. Like, someone has gotten a job in a company, they've been promoted within 3 months. Huyo ni bibi ya boss. Like, it's like you're trading your body to get to that position. And the stories come from within women, mostly, 97%. And then you also find, if we are successful, we have this tendency of attributing our success to other people. Come on, don't you appreciate your own struggle? Like, you're writing a project and you're starting, I'm acknowledging my husband, okay, you were in school, you were learning, you were waking up in the morning appreciate yourself first. I take this opportunity to congratulate myself. It has been my struggle. Then the others have just added. Like, people should feel, especially women, know that this life is your own. Own it. Then now appreciate the beauty of other people around you. Yeah. So, we should tume kiburi, lakini sile kiburi mbaya. Tujiappreciate si wenyewe. And then the moment you appreciate yourself, even your esteem is boosted, then you're confident enough to do what people think you cannot do. Yeah.
And then sometimes you realize that you are super ambitious, but you cannot get a top position anywhere. You really have the zeal and the strength to be a leader somewhere, but you just realize that this involves so much work. And even at the workforce, you realize that most women do not negotiate for themselves in the workforce. Around only 7% of the women attribute how do you say it? They negotiate in the workforce. They don't negotiate for the salaries. Most of them don't negotiate for promotions. They feel comfortable working as a team, just down there, instead of taking the top position, since they're so much ambitious. Do you think that this is from a very young age that they didn't develop so much confidence?
Exactly, from a very young age, how you were brought up. Because even in our families, if you are both boys and girls, you'll find that our parents even have the tendency of giving the boys to give the direction. So you'll find msichana utakuwa unasikia bado mimi sijafika, and the same happens. And then when you get to a marrying age, for us women, you are afraid. What will people say? Like, if I get this salary worth 150,000, my husband is earning 100,000. Atakuwa anasemaje? Atafeel na overpower. So like I said, we need to also try to train these men how to live with us empowered women, because they're really facing it rough. They get insecure, they hit our heads, wanasema tumemea. But in real sense, if we are splitting bills, we should also be empowering the boy child to also cope with an empowered woman, so that we create some kind of a balance in the society where we don't have now a woman can't fight to get this position, and if they must get laid. Sexual harassment at workplace, Yeah, so there is still much to do and much to talk about, especially to our girls as young as in schools, in primary.
Now that you mentioned sexual harassment, there is also marital rape. It's still under sexual harassment. And do you think hii mambo ya empowerment, ya women empowerment, yani ndo inafanya wanaume sasa wanaleta hiyo force that why can't I have sexual intercourse with my woman anytime I want? And maybe the woman is busy at work, maybe has something else to do. Is this also part of empowerment and some mismatch? We didn't empower women to do so. Because society, kitambo, inasemekana a woman cannot say no. This is your husband. You are the wife. You cannot say no. So, yeah.
Hey, we are not dogs. How are we just having this thing any time?
It's happening.
Hey.
Marital rape and people rarely talk about it.
Well, to me, I think, first, if it comes to sex and sexual harassment, sex is in the brain. If your wife is tired, for example, because marital rape happens in a marriage setup,
yes.
If your wife is tired, she's human. If she has been working all day, she just came home, like you are working. Not unless you are an idle man, you just sit in the house and wait. You should also understand that I'm from work and I'm as tired as you are. And again, it's no guarantee. Besides, sijapea mtu mwingine. Sasa mbona ikuwe nikaa unanilazimisha ati it's a must.
But you should not say no. You are the woman here.
Who said women should not say no? That's where we are going wrong. Honestly, that's where we are going wrong. If a woman's no should be taken like a man's no. It's a no because I'm not comfortable with it or I cannot do it. Besides, when you rape someone, you expose them to a lot of trauma, even in their later years, and then they'll get a bad perception about the entire marriage institution. That's why we will have divorce cases because of marital rape, and others feel so you get depressed because you don't want to talk about it with anyone because he's your husband.
And you're powerful, you're on top there.
And you're on top.
You
you wake up and you're driving and people are saying, this is a happy marriage. In real sense, you're hurting. I always tell people, choose happiness. Life is short.
It's very short. You shouldn't be sad each and every day.
Yeah, sure.
Choose happiness. Two-third gender role, it's in the Constitution. 2010 Constitution, almost more than 10 years right now. No implementation, no right implementation has taken place. How can we accelerate the process?
Well, like I said, the two-third gender role, in as much as we want to empower these women, I will always ask someone, are you up for the task? For example, we have this Kitia women rape. Do these women know what they are going to do? In as much as we are claiming to empower women, let us show them, if you are elected for this post, this is your duty. You understand it. So that by the time you're in parliament and you're passing those rules, you also know, I'm supposed to do this. And again, like I said, we lack confidence as women. So, if we are confident enough, we're in those positions, we'll fight for the actualization. For example, when our MPs are fighting to be added to mshahara, kila mtu anakuanga anabang meza. If we had women who are courageous enough to do what? To push for the two-third gender role, watasikizwa, because the majority always wins. It's a democratic society.
In position, your women reps, what normally is their exact role? Because I don't see so many women doing what they're supposed to do despite being women representatives, and I actually think that the position should be taken away so that women can also fight for the positions just like men do.
Well, I think one of the reasons your position iliekwa ni ndio we have so many women in leadership.
But that means you've just been fixed to maintain
like a ceremonial seat or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I say our leaders waambiwa wanafaa wafanye nini. If you're the president, you know you are the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. That's your role. So the same way happens to this, not even the women alone, even this men. Mtu anachaguliwa MCA miaka yake 5 inaisha anarudi kwao. Hajui ni nini analipwa. So there is much to do. And then I also feel watu wanaelektiwa because there are other factors apart from their competence. Unapata, like for example, I'm a student of finance, but I might lack a job na nipate mwalimu wa primary alipewa kazi ya finance, because then when you give these tasks to people who are not competent, or that is not the line of their nini, then we still have this challenge, because tutaendelea kumess, huyu ajui inafanyangwa hivi the same way. So and then this idea of ati tusilete masomo kwa siasa, well, then why are you going to school? Why do we have unlearned leaders leading learned people? Doesn't make sense.
Competent leaders, here tunachaguliwa tu because now you're there, you have the finances, but then that's where we mess up each and every electioneering period. Na sahi tunaelekea that electioneering period. What should women do? What should women be thinking about tukielekea elections?
Kwanza tusifikirie kuchagua mtu juu ati ni mtoto wetu. That is number one. Mimi najua kuna familia zimezaa wezi na wezi tetea mwizi. Si ni ukweli? For example, if you know your son is a thief, achana naye apelekwe kwenye wezi upelekwa.
Damu ni nzito.
Uzito wa damu ni sawa, lakini sasa tukiangalia viongozi, tupe viongozi wenye tukiangalia rekodi zao, they can lead us, because leadership and politics, they are two different things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So as young ladies, we should also think, as there is still the position of the women rep. We have women standing for MCA and other positions. Let us not elect people because either they are male or female, but let us look, are they up for the task? Do they understand what they should be doing? Yeah.
Very brilliant conversation going on here. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this discussion. As we move on, we want to get to another fun segment. And this constitutes few questions about life, about yourself. And now, Tabitha, are you ready?
Yes, of course.
What do you like most about yourself?
My confidence.
Wow, I love that.
And the fact that I know what I want.
That's something commendable. Also, what is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Two things, mostly. If I'm not saying thank you God, I'm on my phone to check whether it's still on.
Ndio leo mnaangalia simu, hatuja confirm kama unaongea.
Nashika simu kwanza.
You should start with thank you God.
Then phone.
Confirm kama unaongea kwanza.
Nipige nduru kidogo.
Upige nduru kidogo, watu wajue you're around, you're alive, you're energetic. One last question. Who do you look up to?
Mostly my mother. She's my greatest inspiration. Then of course kwenda nje lazima uangalie watu. I love Michelle and the family she has kept with Obama. If I get such, siwezi mind.
Awesome. You have a very good role model hapo. Hey, that's Tabitha. Now namjua kidogo. See you after the break, and thank you for staying with us.
Even right now when people are vying for this post, people have this stereotype. Shule ilikuwa na prezo mwanamke. Kuna kusema kuna vitu kwa ground. Na kuna vitu kwa ground.
Welcome to Coffee with Val Show. Thank you so much for staying with us. Welcome back to Coffee with Val Show. Tabitha has so much more in store for us about women in leadership. She's a very great leader, by the way. And I like her style. What is your style of leadership?
I listen to what people have to say first, then reason with them, and of course, as a leader, you have to give direction. I don't know how to call that one, but basically, that's what I like. Nisikia mnatakaje, to reason, tuone zenye haziwezekani, then I give a direction as the leader from what you're talking about. Yeah, hiyo ya kuinvolve kila mtu, that's my style.
Good. You should involve people. You should be the one taking the lead and not just commanding and leaving people to do what they want to do.
Exactly.
They should do. Anyway, that's a good style that all leaders should embrace. There's so many leaders and so many young leaders who want to join leadership, who want to be branded and have very good big names and in many workplaces, positions and even in politics and national leadership. And by the way, hapo kuna gap kwa national leadership. Mimi sioni hata wanawake wamejitokeza sasa hivi wanataka kuwa viongozi, especially the topmost national leadership positions kama presidency and all that. So just mention some of the challenges that they will go through if they want to join leadership, or that are there so far ndio maana hatuna hata aspirants wanawake especially in Kenya, you know.
At least tumejaribu. Naona Azimio ameweka deputy mwanamke, although hatuna mwanamke amesimama yeye mwenyewe. But there's this lady nilikuwa naona kwa mtandao, she wants to become a president, na simsikii tena. So ni kama kuna deep state, I don't know what is exactly is there, but tukikuwa wanawake tumejiempower, tujiamulie, it's a woman thing, it's quite okay. But when it comes to leadership, mostly yes, we should empower women, but pia tusiweke ni kama it's a must for a woman to be there. It's only a must if the woman understands what they're going to do. Hiyo ndio mimi ufikiria works best. They competent enough. If we elect them, are they going to lose focus ama wataendelea kufanya kitu wanafanya? And same applies to any other leader mwenye anataka kukuwa kiongozi. Si kiongozi tu jina. And then also those in leadership wakuje hapa chini wa empower the young girls. We don't have to have a women rep seats in the office until the end of the period. Instead they should come huku grassroots, washike mkono wa the young ladies who want to become leaders, and that's how we grow from being given direction from those already in position. Yeah,
absolutely, because tunataka role models pia. So many role models. Sisemi hawako sahihi, lakini we need more and more now wakujiwa kwa grassroots, so that from a young age mwanamke ajue to I can do this, I need to have so much confidence, I am going to be the next big thing, you know. Thank you so much, Tabitha. So maybe another question is, how can women work maybe smarter rather than harder to now gain leadership positions and be the topmost in the leadership ladder?
I'm a student of business. I'll give an example in a business setup. In business, it doesn't matter how much money you have or the resources you have, but are you cost effective? Are you working towards the competitive advantage? One of those includes being a cost effective producer. And if you're cost effective, you're able to produce effectively with the minimum cost as you maximize profits. So same applies to the society. You don't have to kulala hata ulali ndio upate hii kiti. Okay, you have to put effort, but politics and leadership is strategy. Without a strategy, even if you're a millionaire, you're going to lose it, because people are going to take advantage of your money. Juna mimi ukinipea pesa sitakata. Na hiyo kwenda siwezi kata. Very fast. Wewe acha bwana. So I'm trying to say, as women in leadership or interested in politics, we should also have the strategic team that will enable us work with strategy. You know, with strategy you'll work smart. You'll use less energy, less resources, and still attain the same, even in a shorter period, in a shorter span of time, you'll be able to achieve your objective, either short term or long term. Yeah. So basically, it's not about working so hard. With technology, things are easier even. That's why we have the new technology. So be smart. Have some discipline. Discipline to me, it's doing the right thing at the right time, at the right place, for the right purpose. Yeah.
Those are what we need to do to achieve what we are looking for as women.
Exactly.
You're now done with school. What position are you eyeing?
As at now, I still don't have the money. I can lead, but pesa kidogo inanikwaza. And then also, to me, I view politics or leadership that it should be like, not to me, the society has put it that ukiingia bila pesa hauwezani. So let me build my wealth first. I'm also feeling like there is much I should do as a person before I start vying. You see, everything has priorities. I have my own priorities, and vying for a political seat right now is not among my first priorities. Yeah.
It's good to have other priorities. But you've mentioned money, and Barack Obama once said that in a democratic society, you do not need money to lead.
Unajua kuna kusema na kuna vitu kwa ground. Na kuna vitu kwa ground. That it's the same as the quotes we read, the advice we get. Like today I tell you, hey, it broke you, move on. As though it's that simple. So there is what those said. Of course that should be the case. But sasa kuna kwa ground. Hapa Kenya, kama una kitu ya kupewa watu wa boda wanakugonga na mawe. Unataka nigongwe? Hai hapana.
Mbona wengine wameshinda? There was one last time mwenye ule wa punda.
The good thing is that you can just count. There was one. There was one. So we're still not yet there. Yeah.
And actually Kenya is partially democratic. It's not fully democratic because we don't have all the freedom, all the democracy we need. But I'm sure that with the enthusiasm that young leaders have, young people have, and we are the next generation, we'll get somewhere. It's
my hope too. And I also think that even if everything else goes unexpected, we should not kill the hope. So like you're hoping, I'm also hoping that the best is coming from us as the young leaders. Yeah.
Amazing. Just give us your parting shot as we conclude.
Just to encourage more of the young leaders, and especially women, if you feel you have the capacity to serve, start small. Start from churches, schools, from even a group discussion leader is a leadership post. Grow from that, then believe in yourself, then take life as your own. Don't usibebesha watu mizigo. Just carry yourself in the best way you can. Have some discipline. And then, of course, be curious with life and everything with limits. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. So much that we have learned today. And let me know what you've learned and what you can still add or what you want to learn next about women in leadership. So Tabitha, just give us your social media handles so that people can reach out.
I'm on Facebook as Tabitha Kawira, on Instagram as Tabitha Kawira, on Twitter as Tabitha Kawira as well. Follow me, let's engage on more of this, and of course like and subscribe to Afrodess Media.
Thank you so much. Make sure you follow her, make sure you check out what she does, Tabitha Kawira, on all social media handles. And today's topic about women in leadership, we have learned that you need discipline. First of all, you need to have courage, you need to have confidence from a very young age. Start small, start from wherever you can, the discussions, the clubs, just be agile, just love what you do and love yourself, build something for yourself, of course, because in today's generation ile ya kujitegemea, yani ni wewe na wewe, and most of all, believe in yourself. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Coffee with Val Show, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you like, comment, and share with your friends, because this is an amazing topic, and especially if you are a woman. Wewe ndio kiongozi wetu wa kesho, and even the young leaders, we encourage you to do even more. Thank you so much for staying with us. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a story that you'd like to tell the world to impact and inspire someone's life, make sure you let us know in the comment section. If you are new, karibu sana. Welcome to Coffee with Val Show and Afrodess Media. Make sure you share the video to your loved ones and everyone. Thank you so much once again for watching. This is Coffee with Val Show.